Hello, everyone. Welcome to LF Decentralized Trust Healthcare Special Interest Group monthly meeting of July. It was supposed to be conducted in the third week, third Wednesday, but this is the fourth Wednesday. So thanks for showing up again. All are welcome here. So that is what we do in uh, LF Decentralized Trust. So before starting, see we have this antitrust policy. Please read it carefully. So here, whatever you say, whatever we do, everything is open access. It is recorded, it is published. So please have it in mind, whatever you are intending to say, whichever can be openly said in an open forum, you please go ahead and tell. And we don't accept any uh, like uh, form of uh, like uh, respect each other equally. That is what we request you, and all are welcome here. Okay, so I will share another screen for today's meeting. Okay, so today's meeting. I believe my screen is visible now.
Yeah.
So if you are okay with, please do introduce yourself, and we welcome you to this group. And we have the mailing list. Please accept that, and you get your LFDT membership. It is free. You get your LFDT ID with your personal ID. That is what we request you to do. And we have this upcoming events like today, like Akshay Kurekar is going to talk about electronic health record, blockchain-based system, and more. EHR is one of the hot topic, what we are working on, what many of the even hospitals are working on. So there is not just blockchain with AI, all is going on with this EHR. So he is going to share his knowledge, and he has implemented that. So we are actually waiting to hear from you. So in the previous presentations, everything it is available in the YouTube link. So and last month, there is a deck is also available. I will be adding it in the link over there. So that's all for today. So if you have any other speaker nominations, please feel free to do. And we want volunteers also. So I will be taking up the attendance here, the newcomers as well as the old ones. So that can happen in the backside. The floor is yours, Akshay. All the best.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you for inviting me very first. I think this is my second session with respect to healthcare special interest
Yes,
group.
yes.
Yes.
So
So,
were having you when it was Hyperledger Healthcare Special Interest Group. Now we have grown to LFDT Healthcare Special Interest Group, LF Decentralized Trust Healthcare Special Interest Group into the bigger umbrella we are part of now. Yes, please go ahead, Akshay. Akshay, are you there? I think there is a small technical glitch. He will reset it. We'll wait for him.
Hello, ma'am. Can you hear me?
Yeah, now we can hear you, Akshay, but we are not able to hear you till now.
Okay.
So you can share your screen and go ahead.
Just give me a second. I think there is a glitch in my system. So I
Yeah,
just
yeah,
joined
yeah,
from my
yeah.
mobile.
That's okay.
So
That's okay.
let me just go through the.
Sure. So meanwhile, like you people, if you want, you can introduce yourself. So we'll be happy to know about you all. Akshay, you give your
Mhm.
introduction also before
Yeah, yeah.
starting, okay?
Yes, yes. So in meantime, I can get started with my introduction. So
Okay.
hey, hi there, everyone. So myself, Akshay Manora Korekar. So basically, I'm a blockchain developer. So my designation is blockchain developer, but I'm doing more than development stuff. I do the architecture level work, lead level, management level, and more on the blockchain side coding. So my expertise lies into the Hyperledger Fabric, Hyperledger Indy, public blockchain like Ethereum, Polygon, Arbitrum, Solana. I'm currently learning on, and more on the private blockchain side and enterprise solution. I mostly work. So I have around 5 years of industry experience in blockchain domain itself. And then out of my passion, I do my YouTube as well. So this particular playlist, like electronic health record blockchain based system, I created this implementation for my YouTube channel. So the complete playlist in detail is available there on YouTube. You can check. So once I'll join my system, I'll share the details, more details around it. And yeah, this is all about me. So I do the mentorship programs and then community help and contribution to community as well. So from my company side, I recently contributed the universal resolver, the T-grid resolver in the universal resolver repository. That's the one global contribution I recently made. So yeah, this is all about me, guys. Thank you.
Thank you, Akshay. Lifna, you want to introduce yourself or Harshita? Anyone?
Ma'am, can you hear me now? I
Yeah,
just joined.
Akshay, it is very good, but we can hear you.
Uh, Not properly. Is it good now?
Yeah, now we can hear you.
Okay. Okay. Perfect. Let me share my screen.
Yes,
Let me
please.
know once my screen is up.
Sure, sure.
Is my screen visible, ma'am?
Yeah, yeah, now we are able to see your screen.
I
Yes.
hope you can see the PPT. This one.
Yeah, yeah, the intro is there.
Yeah, yeah, yes.
All the best. We will listen
Yeah,
to
thank you,
you.
ma'am. So yeah, I think I have already given the intro. So now let's jump to the project. So today we are discussing more on Hyperledger Fabric project. So the technology what I used for electronic health record, it's completely the Hyperledger Fabric Node.js, and then of course the React.js and for the front end and all those things. So very first I'll explain the persona. What is a thought process to create this particular project and the use case. It's very important to understand the use case, what exactly we are trying to do here. So here we are trying to increase the efficiency into our healthcare system for patients to do the hustle free journey to manage their medical records, because traditionally or as of now there is no such solutions in the market which is promisingly managing the medical record of patients and giving the security and that level of uh, security to make sure that the data ownership and then data is not leaving the individual in the sense the patient premises. It's always stored in the patient wallet or something like that. So using this particular project, what will happen? Very first, we are increasing the security in the system. We are increasing efficiency into the system, the traditional methodology. We are increasing the trust in the we are just making our system trustless, so no one need to trust each other. Just they have to validate their proof and then they have to proceed. And we are increasing the transparency into this ecosystem and data ownership for each and every entity, not for the patient, but here I have included multiple and stakeholders in the system. Let's say very first is the patient, obvious. Doctors, hospitals will be there, and then diagnostic centers will be there, pharma for medical centers, we can say, and then there will be the insurance company for issuing the health insurance and then reclaiming that whenever patient is going to claim the health insurance, so is it validated or not validated. For all those proofing purpose, we have mapped that use case as well. And most important player in our ecosystem is researchers. The researchers who is going to do the research on our particular uh, multiple, you can say, the healthcare domain with respect to the new diseases, trends, or whatever medical data generates on the complete platform. They want to do that particular research for new variants or the past diseases or trends, what kind of trends is falling on that particular medicine effects or after effects of any vaccination or something like that. So all those data will get compiled by the system, and then researchers can buy that particular data set and they can build the model, the AI model on top of it, or they can do the research on the raw data itself. It's completely based on how they want to use this particular data. But here we are trying to play around the data. That's the thing. And most important, the network. Now, is network is not owned by a single entity. Here network is owned by all these stakeholders. Here the organization will be acting as a hospital, will be the part of that network. The researchers firm will be the part of that particular network. Insurance company will be the part of that network. Pharma company, diagnostic centers, multiple doctors and patients, so all these players will be the part of this network. So here, in very brief, I have mentioned the operations of each entity. Very first, let's say, government of India has taken the initiative to set up networks. So they'll initiate the process and then they'll set up a network. And in meantime, they'll connect their all the government hospitals and private entities to be a part and to increase the scope of and serve in a better way, right? So the other players can be a organization and be a part of network, right? So hospital will be key player. What hospital can do as of now, this is whatever operations I have mentioned that what I implemented in my project. But this scope can be varied vary and can we can increase or decrease based on the requirement or based on the understanding or based on the thought process of how you want to proceed, based on the scale as well. So as of now, let's consider at India level or at state level. So hospital, there will be not have mentioned in the hospital as a one group. There is not a one single hospital. There will be multiple hospitals in the network. Okay, so that's how the hospitals can manage their doctor profiles. They can onboard their doctors in the hospital, and then they can manage all the patient data. Manage in the sense they can at least check what are the patients we have in the hospital, right, as a registration purpose. So that's what we can hospital is the main player. And then doctors, what doctors can do. So doctors can create a patient record, update patient record, upload patient prescriptions, and then get all patient treated by that particular individual doctor. So he can track how many patients I have treated. So why? So here you might can get one question: why doctor is creating the patient record? Because we want to make sure that whenever we are claiming that this is a medical record or this is some genuine medical data, so it should be created by the genuine identity, or we can say a proven individual in the ecosystem. So the doctor is the one who is connecting with the patient, and then doctor will going to create the record for him. So record is nothing but the entry when the doctor will visit. Sorry, the patient will visit to the doctor, and whatever the analysis they will do based on that, they will add the prescription and their current status about their treatment or about their diagnosis. So that's the thought process over here. And obvious patient, what can do, patient will get their wallet, so they can read their prescriptions, they can check what are the history details, how many times I visited to which doctor and the which hospitals, all the details they can check. Let's say they have x-ray or some sonography details or all those other medical metadata and medical media files, all those details they can get into their mobile wallet or in web browser dashboard sort of thing, right? So all they can claim. And the additional functionality what we have added here with respect to insurance. So insurance company can uh, issue the insurance to the patient. Patient can apply for the insurance, they can issue the insurance, and again they can claim the insurance, and they don't need to submit the proofs separately. That is the biggest hustle in the ecosystem. So the insurance company can take the patient proofs and whatever the circumstances they have mentioned from the chain itself based on the consent mechanism. So the insurance company can send the consent and they will get the approval, and then only they can send the particular event of particular data at that particular timeline, whatever it's happening, right? So that's the particular flow between the patient and insurance. And here one more thing we are doing in patient and doctor cannot add a record of any patient directly. First patient need to request to the doctor, and then doctor will uh, the first they will make a handshake sort of thing. They'll agree to the consensus like, yes, you are my doctor and I am giving you permission as a patient to add my record into the ecosystem. So it's like properly we are making sure that yeah, they are communicating before updating any data into the network, and that's the patient is giving authority to the doctor to add some data into their particular smart contract logic to get that data later in patient wallet. So that's also one important thing. And then diagnostic is like simply they can upload the media files like just like lab reports or any other things, X-ray and all those stuff. They can upload it over here. And pharma can read these prescriptions which is submitted by or given by the doctor, and then they can give the medicine to the person. And the one more thing pharma is playing here key role. The thought process is like we have a COVID kind of situation where we struggle a lot in finding the particular medicine. Like for a few region it is available, for few it's not available. There is a lot of issue in the stock management and all those things. So in such situations they can give the alerts and alarms in a global wide, like which medicine is available in the which section, and they can within a few seconds they can update the data. And like at network level we can do the proper analysis. So researchers as a proper healthcare experts they can analyze what in which region what disease is getting spread, or what stock is in a limited edition, or which need. All those situations we can manage through the pharma, right? Or inventory they can push over here, like that data also we can manage. So that's also one thought process over here for adding pharma and giving them permission to upload some data on the ledger, right? And research is obvious, they can read the data, they can read the patient prescription based on the consent. And here one important thing is whenever patient is now, till this point patient is not giving their data for any research purpose. It's completely in their ownership. If they want to uh, if they want to make their data public, or if they want to sell, we can use here word sell, or if you want they want to give the consent for researchers to read their data. In exchange of that they will give some rewards in exchange of whatever data or whatever media files you are making public in your ecosystem or making public to that particular research company for doing some research. So in exchange, researchers can give some rewards that could be in terms of tokens, or that could be in terms of some benefits in the healthcare system. Might be for, let's say that researchers had tie-up with the hospital, so they can get some benefits in the fees of doctor, or let's say they have a partnership with the diagnostics, so at the time of diagnosis at lab reports they can get some discounts in the fees. The same can pharma. So it's based on how the business works at the back end, but yeah, that's the flexibility we have in the ecosystem. So this is all about our overall use case. So now we can jump into the tech side. So we'll try to give the walkthrough, but first we have to understand the tech stack over here. So prerequisite for this particular setup, I use like WSL. Ubuntu is most required, because if you run, or Mac also you can use, but I prefer Ubuntu. So Ubuntu, and then we require Docker Desktop, Docker Compose, Node.js, npm, Git, GitLab. GitLab is optional, of course, but yeah. Uh, I have all this particular code is open source and publicly available. I'll send the link for sure. Golang is optional. I'm using here Node.js for writing the chain code logic, or we can say the smart contract logic. And then React.js Next.js is again optional for creating front end. Postman for testing our APIs, and then most important, Fabric binaries and SDKs. What we have using for setting up our project. So I'm giving you general steps to install WSL, then install Docker. So I'll give the link of this PPT as well in the description. And then this is a generic command to check your Docker. This is for, again, Node.js installation, GitHub. So this is the steps if you want to add the SSH and or set up your proper GitHub account. Now this is the important one. So this is my GitHub repository link. Right, if you're following the PPT, you'll get the first, you have to install the proper JQ package also is required. Then you can clone the GitHub repository. After cloning, you just have to change your directory to EHR Healthcare Fabric project. And then simply I have created a proper script file. So you don't need to hustle while installing any dependencies. So simply you need to run this particular, this is a simple command. Install fabric.sh you have to run. And that script will download all the dependencies automatically. And you will get some this kind of output once your dependencies gets downloaded. And this is like they will download Hyperledger Fabric samples repository, one folder, and all the binaries Docker images required to run our network. So we'll get something like this output in terminal. The requirement to run this command is just you have to make sure that your Docker is up and running. Okay. It will take some time, so I'll just mention you're wait for installation, and then you'll get this output. Now, these are the steps to set up our network. So this is for test network. If you want to check your test network is running properly or not, you can simply change your directory. Once the installation has happened successfully, you can change the directory to Fabric samples and run your network like with this network.sh file, network sh, and then with up command, it will run up. It will set up the test network with two nodes, or we can say the two organization, and then it will run the complete network, and it will deploy the simple chain code as well. And if you, it will give you the complete command. Yeah, it's everything is running and it's up. So to down that particular network, simply you have to use the network.sh down command. So this is for testing. Once this activity is properly happening, it means you don't have any glitch in your system, and it's your system is ready for any development. Okay. So now uh, okay. So might be this is a repetitive slide. We have already covered this one. So this one is like the segregated system. What are the different tech we have? Very first, we have network. This is I'm considering as a complete blockchain network with chain code and all those things. For storage, media file management, we have here IPFS as our decentralized storage, right? To maintain, because we cannot publish all the heavy media file in our blockchain. We are not publishing any media file at all. Simply, we are just publishing only text format or JSON format data in our blockchain, and whatever the document, images, all those data we are pushing in the IPFS. Node SDK backend, here we are writing our server and APIs to interact with the blockchain network. And inside this particular component, we are writing the smart contract as well. So this is like external DB for any business logic applications. We can maintain our external DB. This could be your Postgres, MySQL, MongoDB. You can could use anyone. And then here is the web applications or consumer facing apps like dashboard for hospitals and then researchers and all those things, web app and mobile app for consumer like patient one. They can consume the data from API to get the patient record and all those things. So this will be the high level overview. So yeah, here now if I dig down into a little bit network side, so network core component will look like something this. So we have order services running to form the consensus, and then here this is like my channel. Inside my channel, we have two organization, let's say org one, org two. Each organization will consist of peer zero, and on top of this peer, we can deploy multiple smart contracts. So here I've given the repetition symbol here, so we can deploy multiple smart contracts. So yeah, on top of peer, we have to deploy the smart contracts and we have to make sure that the same smart contract we are deploying on all the peers. Like this is the different organization. So let's say one organization is acting at a hospital and another organization is acting as an insurance. So the business logic should uh, run in an automated format. So that's why we'll deploy the smart contract and it's get approved by all both the organization, and then only we'll use that particular smart contract. And this is like block explorer will connect with our network to check all the activities, whatever activities happening in the backend of like the transaction, the how normal uh, the block explorer will get in the Ethereum or any public blockchain. That's kind of explorer will get for private blockchain as well. So this is like for once you are so this is the step to create your blockchain network uh, while creating a channel and assigning the database as CouchDB. So this is like you are choosing your ledger. So in blockchain, we can choose in Hyperledger Fabric, we can choose two things, Level DB or CouchDB. So here we'll use CouchDB for rich query and easy retrieval of data from the blockchain. So that's what we are doing. We'll create a channel. By default, channel will create like my channel, and then they'll will assign the CouchDB as a database. So this particular command will use to up the network and create a channel and assign the CouchDB database for ledger. Once we are done with this, then once we are done with the writing your smart contract logic as well or chain code logic, then we have to deploy the chain code. So let me check if I can show you the code base as well. But yeah, this is a particular step where we have to give the proper path and the chain code name, what the name you want to give to your smart contract. Smart contract chain code is the same thing, but official terminology for Appalachian Fabric, they called it as chain code. So we have to assign a proper path wherever we are writing that particular smart contract, and just we have to give the language also. What language you are using to write this particular smart contract. So I'm using JavaScript over here. So that's how we have to give that a command. So you can use this command to deploy the chain code. And again, once your work is done, once your testing is done, you can make sure remember to down your network. So this won't tamper your any activity in your system. So this will keep your properly shutting down your network by closing multiple Docker containers. Because once you set up this network, lot of Docker container will get up and running. Yeah. So this is all about this PPT sort of thing. But let me just show one thing. Yeah, very first, let me share the link of this PPT itself. Just the chat section. I'm sharing in chat section itself. This is PPT. And let me share the link for the playlist as well. So we have here playlist. So you can check it out here. You can see I have created complete 10 chapters over here. So step by step with respect to the use case, the installation step, setup step, explanation, architecture, chain code deployment, and then complete business logic. I have given all the steps over here, so you can check it out. So let me give you this link as well. Very interesting one and very important one as well. Uh, Now, now let me check if I can show you the code base because I was facing some issue with that previously. USL. Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, this is the project which I have created. So that is a WSL console. So just in this book, you can see my history. Perfect. So here you can see there are two folders. One is server.sdk. This is my this is where we are using the connectors to connect with the blockchain network and in fabric samples. Uh, Here is my proper actual blockchain network code. So in test network, we are using the test network itself, but we are deploying the our main proper smart contract which we have customized, which we have written from scratch. So inside asset transfer basic chain code JavaScript folder, you can see the lib. Inside lib, there is a EHR chain code project. So where I have find each and everything like the function for onboarding the application. So if you go through the particular smart contract, you can okay, one more important thing. Let me share GitHub link as well. So GitHub link is already there in the PPT, but let me give you the it's like one of the slides it's there. Yeah, this is the PPT. This will work. Yes, this is the one. Let me share this. This is our project repo. Yeah. So if you check smart contract, I've explained what are the different stakeholders, players, and what kind of data structure we are following, the operations, and the complete functions with proper structures. All module. It's a big smart contract. Everything is there. And good part is I have mentioned the what are the future scope, what extra things you have to give, and this is not the complete full-fledged application ready for production. It's completely for educational purpose and for learning purpose. So I keep few things as a homework for learners to do practice as well. That's I've given the complete basic understanding of all the functionalities and given the future methods to implement. So that's so if you want to contribute, feel free to contribute, use it and then get your hand dirty with this particular setup and let's try it out by yourself. One thing. And let me uh, show you one more thing. So here we have server node SDK. Inside server node SDK, there's a very beautiful concept called wallet concept. We have here wallet concepts like we are creating the using MSP, membership service provider. We are creating a secret keys for each and every individual. So like doctor for hospital admin, like what I've mentioned, insurance admin, insurance agent, insurance company. P1 is my patient. So for all these people, I'm maintaining the proper credentials and using those credentials we are performing the operations in my ecosystem. So that's also we are doing over here. That's a very interesting one. And here inside app.js we have finding proper APIs as well to do certain operations. So where you can say we can fetch the ledger, but based on the certain access everyone cannot fetch it. The people who has an individual access, that logic is defined in the smart contract. They can only fetch the ledger. Grant access, this particular API is for patient. You can see patient ID and doctor ID. So I'm granting the access to the doctor based on the patient ID. So get record by ID, get all record by patient ID, add record, history of that particular asset, login patient. We have a login and registration form as well. So I think they are facing some issue with the Docker. That's why I cannot able to run this, or I might demonstrate this. But yes. Yeah. Which I try once. So basically, but yeah, the good part is I have my postman. Let me show that as just that system. Here we can hear when you walk the themselves. Pretty. Yeah, he tried that is.
Akshay, sorry to interrupt. Your voice is breaking.
Is it audible now or it's speaking
No,
as
it's
well?
still breaking.
Okay, okay. Is my screen properly visible or
Yeah,
it's
screen is
also
now audio is also good. Screen is visible.
okay? Cool, cool, cool.
Yes.
So I'll try to speak little louder then. So this is the APIs which you have created for Fetch Ledger, and based on you have to pass user ID, like whoever is calling that. So hospital is called, they will fetch the entry. Register patient. So this is how you can register the patient. Login patient is there. So if you have to pass your ID to get into the system, then grant access is the logic where patient is uh, granting access for doctor to update their record in the blockchain. So that's first we are taking consent from patient. So that's we called security and consent based mechanism. So that's how patient is the sole and only owner of their data. They are giving consent based on the usage, whatever they want the activity perform in the network. And this is for add record. So this doctor will going to add the record of patient one, and this is like how we are doing all the multiple things. So this is like how we are maintaining the record ID as well as a proper transaction ID. This is a transaction hash, and then we are tracking it with for the record ID as well. So, so let me try once if I can. We can stretch for 5-10 minutes more, ma'am, right? There is a time.
Yeah, you have time.
Then let me demonstrate the application
Yes,
if
please.
it's properly. Okay. Fabric samples, test network. Then from here we have to check ls. Is the my manage network.sh file is here. So from here, run. From here we'll run our this. So this particular command is for setting up my network and with my channel name as my channel. So it will take some time. We'll set up a network, and you can see they are creating a container for C orders, your ones, your, and we can observe parallel thing over here is like um, inside my Docker, it's in Docker desktop. This is my Docker desktop application where you can see this container is getting right. So yes, you can see all the container is getting up. Fully amazing. So adding orderers. So my channel, I've created my channel. Artifacts generated, my block, my channel block. Okay. All the policies are applied. Now the task is done, right? So now org2 and org1 has joined the my channel. So here we can see all the container is up here with orderer with org1, org2, and their couchdb, what I just mentioned, the ledger one, and their peer is also up here. I can see everything is up. Okay. Now it's time to deploy chain code. So to deploy chain code, what we are using? So this is a command, what we need to use to deploy the chain code. So we need to use this command from this directory as well, from test network. So I can, let me show you so the most important thing is here, the path where you are writing your chain code. So I'm writing my chain code, one directory back to this is inside asset transfer basic. Inside asset transfer basic, there is the chain code JavaScript. Inside chain code JavaScript, there is an index file, right? So here index.js, where I'm exporting my chain code. So we need path to index.js file. So inside here is a link here my chain, right? That's the path. That's you have to, if you are changing your path or if you are writing your chain code somewhere else, you have to update this particular thing. And this particular activity is gonna take some moment. As now what they will do, they very first they will create a package. They will create a package. You can see they will package my complete chain code, and then they will deploy it on peer 0 of org1 and peer 0 of org2, and then it will take approval from, they will simulate this particular chain code, like whatever the chain code I have written, is it completely workable or not? Do they have any uh, bugs or semantic error or any issues in your code? If it's there, they will break the flow and they will point it out, hey, it's something wrong is happening in the code. If it's all good, then they will deploy it. Okay, package is done. It's submitting. You can see submit install proposal, installed remotely. Okay, cool. Chain code is installed on peer 0 org1. Now peer 0 org2 is process is going on. So it takes some time. In meantime, we should do one more thing. So we need to remove this particular wallet. Okay, I'll come to that later. Let this complete first. Yeah, you can see we are committing all those things with respect to transaction ID. So yeah, perfect. Everything is good. We got the approval from both the parties. You can see got approval from org1 MSP and org2 MSP as well. And then my chain code is committed on both the peer successfully. And one key observation now we can do, we can see here there are two new containers spin up for ERC chain code 01, right? You can see org2 chain code and org1 chain code. So both the chain code is up here. And if we click that here, if we click that, we can see the logs into it as well. Whatever activity is happening, we can track here inside. So here they will show chain code logs. Whatever task chain code will perform or smart contract will perform, the logs will uh, the display of log will be showing over here. Now, yes, we are good with this particular thing. What now? Now, what we need to do? Very first step is just go to the server, Node SDK, LS. Now, Node SDK is complete. This is a two separate thing. We have our network up and running with respect to our diagram. If network up and running, now we are trying to interact with our network. Okay. So for that, what we need to do, we need a proper cert in the sense certificates, or we can say private key or public key pair to interact with my network. So for that, obviously, we need a proper one admin, where admin can using admin we can create the organization level certificates, and using those organization level we can interact with my chain code. That's the ultimate agenda. Okay, so I have already created here multiple certificates, but now I set up a complete fresh network. So this certificate is not valid, because whenever you are creating a new network, uh, it is not valid, because this is a one-time activity. Network creation is one-time activity. Network deployment, chain code deployment is a one-time activity. Once you have everything is up and running, then updating your business logic and updating your creating multiple entities in a blockchain system, that is your repetitive task. So this is my repetitive task. So let me just first get rid of this. I'm deleting the wallet folder. Yes, delete it. Now you can see there is a search script. Here is a one search script. So the important scripts is here. Yeah, what were important things? So you can see register org1 admin. Into admin is also here. So what we are doing, uh, we are connecting my particular network with respect to org1 or org2. So when we set up our network, we have dynamically generated the artifacts, or we can say key peering details for that particular server, right? For org1 and org2. That details we can find it into the channel artifacts in organizations. In organization, if we go to the peer organizations, you can see org1 and org2. These two details is not uh, by default one. This is auto generated whenever you are setting up the network. This was not there earlier, so these details got created now itself. So we are using this particular connection file. They have their private keys and public keys to interact with, connect with the blockchain with respect with their proper gRPC URL, right? So that's what we are going to use to interact with the network. That's pretty important one. So that's what we are doing here. So we are setting a proper JSON over here, and then we are creating a credential for admin. So the thing is simple. It's pretty simple to run. Have given a proper setup, search script. What I need to do, register org1 admin. This should work properly. Yeah, I can see I successfully created the admin one. So my okay, this is not the one we need to observe now. This is the one. You can see I've deleted this earlier, but now I can see the hospital admin got created properly. So similarly, let's create the admin for node register cert for admin 2 as well. Yes. So the first admin is for hospital and second admin is for insurance. Okay. Now we have did this. So we can onboard now hospitals into the system. Then hospital can onboard the doctor. Okay. So now let's try to onboard hospital using first this hospital admin credentials. Onboard hospital. So you can see multiple certificate is also getting dynamically generated over here whenever we are running this particular script. So ideally we are generating their identities to interact with my blockchain. So these are their IDs. Using this ID only we can interact with blockchain. Otherwise we cannot interact with blockchain. So we very secure and private infrastructure. That's why we call it a private blockchain. So we need a proper permission, set of permissions and per key pair to get into my system. Okay, so now similarly, let's try to onboard insurance company as well. Onboard insurance company. Similarly, onboard, we have onboarded hospital, onboard doctor as well. Dr. Rama get onboarded. Oh, yeah. And one more thing we are doing here interestingly, if you observe onboard doctor script, what we are doing, first we are creating a certificate for doctor, and then at the same time we are adding entry of doctor in my blockchain as well using smart contract. So here you can see I'm getting the get contract, EHR chain code is my contract name, and then here I'm submitting one transaction, submit transaction for onboard doctor. Onboard doctor is my chain code smart contract method name. So you can see if, wait, where is my smart contract logic? Let me show you smart contract logic. EHR chain code. Inside EHR chain code, very first method which we wrote was onboard doctor. Right? So we are passing onboard doctor and the doctor ID, hospital name, name and city of that particular doctor. So we are calling that particular function in onboard doctor API, in onboard doctor script. So where we are onboarding the doctor in the ecosystem, right? So similarly, if we onboard agent, insurance agent, so for him also we are writing the same way. We are onboarding agent and then uh, calling that particular ledger entry as well, putting the data in the ledger. So this data, the output we are getting is like you can see successfully registered and enrolled the hospital admin for doctor this one, and then we have imported into the wallet and onboard doctor success with this data. You can see record IDs like this is my transaction ID of that particular doctor. So this is also you can see the transaction ID for that particular insurance agent. So this is a very good thing. Now we can, so it's up and running. So I can now use my, uh, so here one more thing. So this is running on localhost 5000. So here we need to run node start node app.js to start my server on localhost. Yeah, now my server is up on can see. So I can fetch ledger and let's try to fetch the ledger based on hospital one. Yeah, perfect. So I can see now we onboarded the hospital and insurance agent recently. So I can see these two transactions. So here is my blockchain ledger is working completely fine. We can register patient. I'll keep my data same. So it's going to interact with my blockchain, and once the thing is done, I can see chain code response got, and we have registered successfully. And interestingly, we can see the logs over here as well, right? As I mentioned, whatever activity we are performing, if it's going to the chain code level, they will give you the record. So you can see record ID and then some data. Also, when I'm doing the console log arguments, logging all those data also, I'm getting it's happening properly. Access grant for doing the giving the access. Check that. That's also going to see. Now, if you see the authorized, if you try to fetch the ledger again, you will see what it is now this time because we have onboarded patient and we have added authorized doctor as well. So this is how you can perform the multiple operations. So yeah. So if you have any questions or any curious stuff, you can ask. Feel free to use this project and implement. And if you need more understanding or any help, feel free to reach out. Happy to help.
It's a very, very good and very informative session, Akshay. We are actually happy to have you. Like seeing like real-time on is like implementation is really good. So I just want to ask you one thing. How like are you using any that which consensus you are being using here?
Here we are using Raft consensus map because
Okay.
Hyperledger Fabric already support Raft in the by default, and we can use BFT consensus as well. So like Hyperledger Fabric 3 version has the flexibility to use Byzantine fault tolerant consensus as well. So explicitly just when we are setting up network, we have to add one more flag as BFT, and then they will choose the BFT consensus. So
Okay.
it's completely pluggable one. It's on us to choose which one.
Okay. So depending
Yeah.
on our size of this thing, we can go ahead and choose it, right? That's not a
Yes, yes. It's based on requirement. We can choose any one
yeah,
either.
yeah. That's really good. That's really good.
Yeah.
So, like, anyone have any questions? Like, the floor is open. So I believe there are no questions. Anyone want to ask any questions? Okay, fine.
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah. Okay. Thank you. And then we can wrap up this session and let me know,
Yeah,
ma'am,
yeah.
whenever you require any help or anything.
Okay, okay. So actually, we're happy to have you for multiple sessions. And once again, thank you
Yes.
very much, and thank you everyone who have joined these meetings. And remember that like our meetings will happen on every month, third Wednesday, 8:30 p.m. IST. That is 3 p.m. GMT and 11 a.m. ET. So, like, I hope it is a common time for everyone, like, possible time. Join and grow your knowledge. Thank you, everyone.
Yeah.
See you next month.
Thank you, everyone. Bye bye.
Bye bye.